I'm Reese Feldman, and welcome to the Dune Part 3 trailer launch event. You are going to be the first crowd to watch this trailer. This is Denis Villeneuve's epic conclusion to Dune, and we have a lot to get through, and maybe even quite a few surprises today. So I don't want to delay anything. Let's get this show started, and I'm going to start with a pretty special clip from someone you might recognize.
After two impactful films with an in-development process that started in the mid-teens, a production process that started in 2018, and over 150 production days across the three films at large, today we are debuting the trailer to Dune Part 3. This film would not exist without the master of cinema, the great artist that is Denis Villeneuve. Denis always says, "Vive le cinéma," and with this third film, I think he has done just that. A true act of cinema. I'm not alone in saying thank you to Denis for his dedication in bringing the Dune films to life, and now the Dune trilogy to life. I hope you enjoy this first sneak peek at Dune Part 3. And please welcome to the stage, Mr. Denis Villeneuve.
Thank you. Thank you very much, everybody, for being here today.
Yeah, thank you for taking the time. I know that you're quite busy.
Yeah.
I wanted to start with the obvious elephant in the room. You weren't sure if you were going to dive right back into the Dune world, if you were maybe going to take time off, if you might even want to make another film. But as we can see, you obviously came back for Dune Part 3, and you came back quicker than some people might have thought. Why was that?
What happened is two things. First, when we released Part 1, it was at the end of the pandemic. I was not really in contact with the audience. And when we released Part 2, I received that wave of excitement and love from Part 1, and people wanted to see Part 2, and the way the movie was received everywhere in the world. I mean, and when we screened the movie first in Mexico, there was 14,000 people outside the theater and 5,000 people inside. It was like that. It was that kind of roller coaster like that around the world, where we see an excitement, and I felt an appetite for the third movie that I was not expecting. And I felt when you as a filmmaker, you make those movies, when you make a series of movies, like you are in a relationship with the audience. And I felt a responsibility to finish the story. And I went back home. I said to my crew, I'm taking a break. That's it. Bye-bye. And I went back home, and I kept awaking in the middle of the night with those images. I was supposed to do another movie in the meantime, but the image of Dune Part 3, inspired by Dune Messiah, kept coming back. And I said, oh, all right, let's do it.
I'm glad you did. I also have a lot of questions about that in-between time, but I'm not going to ask them here. The next thing I kind of wanted to go over is you keep these films very under wraps. I feel like very little gets out from set. And I kind of wanted to know if you can share anything at all of where we now are in the Dune story.
And the thing is that it's like it happens many years later. It's a very different movie from the two first ones. I said to myself, it's a good idea to come back to this world, not by nostalgia, but by urgency, and to go there with a critical eye, and the idea that not to be self-indulgent. And I said to my team that it will be a very different film, very different, a Dune movie, but with a different tone, with a different rhythm, with a different pace. And if the first movie was more of a contemplation, like a movie that a boy exploring a new world, and the second one being a war movie, this one is a thriller. It's a more packed, action-packed, and more dense film, more muscular than the two others, I will say. And it's a movie that takes place like many years after the two first films, a bit like the book Dune Messiah gives a new sight on what happened to Paul Atreides. So there's a time gap, 17 years, where we see Paul dealing with the consequences of having too much power, and him trying to figure out how to get out of this cycle of violence. And of course, he's an emperor who can see the future, so he's kind of invincible. And we will follow people trying to overthrow him, and it's a quite intense story. But the heartbeat of the film is still the relationship between Paul and Shani.
Not just with tone, I know you're working with a new DP for this film. What are some other, I guess, changes we can see? Because as we were discussing, it is a departure from the first two in a big way.
The world changed in those years. The climate is different on Arrakis, still the desert planet, but there are differences. We are visiting new sets, new place. I brought the camera in areas of the planet that you guys have not seen before. And we are visiting a new planet as well. And I wanted to approach this with a new pair of eyes. And I approached my dear friend Linus Sandgren, the cinematographer, who we decided both of us to shoot most of the movie in film. It has been, I didn't shoot in film since years. And we shot the movie in 65 millimeter, most of it. A big part of it also was shot in IMAX film, first time for me. But I kept the desert in digital because I like the brutality of the digital IMAX. So the movie is really meant to be an IMAX experience and to be seen on the biggest screen as possible. Yeah, that's the way we dream the movie. Yeah.
I mean, I feel like your Dunes have kind of given us what the common language is for that world, for Arrakis, for the Atreides family and everything. But I feel like one thing that really stands out is the score, where, I mean, you coming down immediately just puts me back there. And I was curious if you can confirm or deny if Hans Zimmer will be back for this.
Hans is working on the music already. And he's scoring, yes, but it's gonna be like the movie is different, the score will be different, and it's something that Hans is very excited about, and approaching with the same spirit as the two first films. I insist, it's a Dune movie, but it will be different. I will say this: it is one of my most personal film, if not my most personal film.
I wanted to talk a little bit about the theatrical experience. I know we're here, so it's quite fitting. How do you recommend seeing this? Obviously, I know that you shot in IMAX, but I kind of just wanted to hear your take on the theatrical experience, why it's important to come to cinemas, and also why you value IMAX so much.
The thing is that I value IMAX because it is the most immersive format. And it is, at the end of the day, cinema is an art form that is meant to make you travel, make you experience things that you will not live in a regular life. We are like in our little bubbles all around the world, and I think that theater, like some sport events or concert, bring us together. And I think there's something beautiful and human about that. It's very important.
I want to get back to the number that you said, 17 years. From like a production standpoint, how do you go about, I guess, just changing the world over 17 years and also changing characters and these actors to look 17 years older?
But the world is not that, I mean, I have some imagination, I can deal with that. Aging actors is more tricky, and I decided to go with more in a subtle way in front of the camera. I work with Ike Merker, one of the best makeup artists in the world, and we work hard to bring these characters, make them travel through time. But the best way will be to show you some images, maybe.
Can we put that on the screen? I want to ask you quite a lot of questions about every single one of the faces we just saw, but I believe you have some surprises still for us, correct?
Yeah. The thing is that I decided to brought some people that I deeply love with me, some of them. The movie needed some kind of mystery and danger, And for that, I thought that Robert Pattinson will be a great title, face dancer. Inhibited kind of madness, and for that, Anya Taylor-Joy brought this to the screen. The old Fremen warrior, have you got them? The heartbeat of the movie, Zendaya is with us for Shani. Thank you, my friends. It's a trailer launch. It looks like a premiere.
Thank you guys so much for being here. Have you all seen the trailer yet?
I have.
Okay. How excited are you for fans to see this?
I'm so excited. I mean, this movie, or these movies have meant so much to me over the years. I've literally been able to grow up in my entire 20s doing them, and so they have such a special place in my heart, and all these people do as well. So I'm very excited, very grateful.
Well, this is fitting. We have one of your co-stars wanted to ask you the first question, so please be ready for that.
Hi everyone, I've got a question for Zendaya. So at the end of the last movie, you ran away. I got Paul. Where are you now? Are you still mad at me? Do you kind of like me? What do you like? I just want to know all of those.
Well, I want to start by saying I love Florence Pugh. So talented and so wonderful in this role. And I was just, we said the last time the press tour, like we only got like one scene together and we were far away. And I was like, I hope we get more. So I don't want to, tease anything, but she's absolutely phenomenal. And you guys will just have to see for yourselves what happens. Because it's, quite the journey.
Can I ask, did you and Paul have kids in this film? Okay.
What?
Over to you, director.
So Javier,
I'm not spoiling it.
I am their kid.
oh, okay, lovely.
That's a big
My
twist.
son.
It's a big twist, but it
It's
worked.
a good swing. Big swing.
Yeah. In part two, you show unwavering loyalty to Paul, and I'm kind of curious in this film, 17 years later now, where that's taken your character, where that's taken you.
Well, I think it takes him to a place where he sees different realities of what being in power means after so long. And he's in this contradiction between the loyalty to the idea that he strongly fought and believed back in the day, and also the result of the idea becoming something that he thinks or feels that it may not be the thought that one day he dreamed about. It's a great analogy about the idea of power and having the power. And then Stilgar is there in that contradiction.
Gotcha.
Thank you very much. You too.
And yet, judging from your poster, it seems your character is quite passionate.
Yeah.
Might have a lot to say. I was kind of curious if you could give us a little insight into maybe what drives her.
Ooh. Aaliyah has a very intense blessing curse situation. She carries the weight and the wisdom of generations and generations in her head. She's never in a singular conversation. It's kind of all everything everywhere all at once. And the one thing that she really feels most strongly about is her love and devotion to her brother, because that is the only person who's ever made her feel like she makes sense. He's understood her from before she was even born, and she will do anything for him to various degrees of insanity.
Gotcha. Various degrees. Gotcha. Robert, what was it like joining this world, joining Dune, meeting with Denis? What was all that like?
I mean, it's just incredible. I mean, it's like, I absolutely adored these movies. I saw them multiple times in the theaters. And I think I was talking to you on the set of the drama. I was like, how do I get in one of those Dune movies?
I know a guy.
And it was a very unexpected call, like a few months later. And I kind of did think you were something to do with it. But I just think there's such a towering achievement. Like, the cast is so incredible. And I just think everybody wants to work with Denis. I mean, he's just a master. When you see the scope and scale and ambition, of these movies, like on set, you get why they feel like this on the screen. It's just like extraordinary and amazing experience to have had.
From your character poster, I know Scytale is a fan favorite from the books, so I'm really excited to see your portrayal of him. I was curious if you could give us any sort of background into what his function in the story is going to be, what drives him.
I mean, he's an unusual character in the book. I mean, you can't really tell whose side he's on. It's kind of what makes him quite interesting. But yeah, it's an extremely fun character to play, and the look for it is quite
Incredible.
extraordinary.
We have one more question from a co-star of yours, and this is coming all the way from Hawaii.
I'm back! Yeah! Finally, listen, I loved Dune 2. It was amazing. I mean, but there's one thing missing, obviously, one key ingredient. So my question to you, Denis, is why'd you kill me off in the first one, and why am I back now? I love you, because you miss me, but a little bit more.
Yes, good question. Why did we, Duncan Idaho was killed in the first one, and suddenly it seems that he comes back in the third? Frank Herbert, genius. The idea is that I think he created that kind of tremendous, charismatic character that our art was broken, seeing him falling in the first one, and then we were the desire to see him back, and he comes back just at the right moment in the story, and it's like a very, very important comeback. Paul is struggling with his identity, and having that kind of strong Atreides figure coming back from the past will have a tremendous impact. That's what I will say. And I'm looking forward to, I will say he's fully back, yeah.
And we're in March, the movie comes out December. What do the next several months look like for you? Are you done with the film?
No.
Okay.
It's cooking. It's going well. The movie is alive. The movie is mostly done in the editing room, but visual effects, those movies are not small, and they require a lot of post-production. So we were on full speed in post-production. And after this, I'm running out to the editing room again, yeah.
Okay, we should wrap that up then. I want you to have the time you need to finish this. I just wanted to thank you guys again for being here.
Thank you so much,
Let's
my friend,
give
for being
a
here.
round of applause for Robert Pattinson, Anya Taylor-Joy, Javier Bardem, Zendaya, and of course, Denis Villeneuve. Words before we get up.
Yeah, so we talking about cooking, we cook something for you. A few images that we will show you now, a little thing.
Gotcha.
A little taste.
Dune Part 3 trailer out now.
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 Thank you for clicking on our video, everybody. If you like what you saw here, please make sure you like the video and subscribe and share with your friends who like this sort of content. Joblo remains an independent company, and we appreciate all of your support.